We got alien rock candy in my hand. What's up, everybody out there? Thank you for tuning in to the Black Sheep Perspective. Once again, I got my co-host, my dude, my homie, Gus Villamil.
What's good? What's good?
Gus, today we got a special guest, close friend of yours, a training partner of yours, a homeboy who's a local fighter. He's coming up in the ranks, connected to a lot of great people, trains in one of the best gyms in the world, ATT, Coconut Creek, Florida. Shout out to them. Welcome, everybody. Charlie Decker.
What's up? What's up?
What's good, baby? What's good?
I'm 25 and I'm in the building.
Yo, you see the shirt that he's got on?
Game bread, baby.
Nothing but shout outs to Game Bread. Charlie, so since we started with that, first of all, put some fire on that, man. Can we get that thing going? So for everybody out there, I've never seen somebody take so long to roll a joint.
Yeah, I got ADD.
But so Charlie, you repping that shirt with Game Bread, and off camera before we started the podcast, we were talking a whole lot about everything, and you started giving us a little bit of backdrop on George and his influence on you and everything. Where'd that come about, man? I love the shirt, by the way, and I love that you showing this man so much love, and we always show George love here. How did that start? How did you come across meeting George and start training with him?
I started coming across George. I started going to Elite Athletes Performance in South Miami. It used to be called SMSP, ran by Gallo, Jesus Gallo.
Big shout outs to Gallo, man, always.
Yeah. The Cuban community, it's kind of like, that's what kind of like brought me in, I've been around a lot of Cubans, even though I'm Brazilian Italian. I started training with Paulino, my uncle.
Love that fucking guy, bro.
Paulino Hernandez, man. He let me come in and train with the team that he had there, and he just took me to a whole nother level of fighting, and thank God for him, because I would have never met George out of that. I met a lot of people through networking and stuff.
So where was the initial contact? Was it at Elite Sports Performance?
I didn't really know about George, honestly.
Okay.
But
you just went there. You were already getting ready to fight?
I kind of met Colby Covington before I met George. And through that, because Colby was a wrestler and I wrestled.
Okay.
I made the connection there. And then George checked me out when I fought this kid, a Chilean kid from El Tigres camp in Coconut Grove. And for some reason, he wasn't really good friends with Paulino, but they used to be brothers and whatnot. That's a whole
Tigre?
Yeah. Tigre.
Oh, yeah, big time.
They were good. Yeah, there's a whole nother story. If you
I know
in the
it,
Cuban community, you probably know about it. And I beat his guy, and something happened. He got mad or something in the cage. What happened was I went to the Golden Gloves 2 weeks before fighting his guy, and I knew he was gonna be there, so I went to go fight him there. I lost in the first round.
But this is all boxing?
This was boxing only.
Okay.
The kid was a boxer. You know what I'm saying? I guess he was transitioning to MMA or whatever. But he's a really good boxer. 6'3", tall kid.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know his name, Gus?
I forget his name, but he had a good streak.
Yeah,
for a
he
while.
did. He won the Golden Gloves.
Tigre produces good people. Tigre.
Well, he was already good from Chile.
He came down.
Yeah, Tigre was his was housing him kind of.
Okay.
So what happened was I went to go see him over there, and we're gonna do the 160 weight. I think that's the weight. That's the weight. No, I did 172 because he was doing 172, even though that's not my weight. I wanted to fight him 2 weeks before to see how good he was. You know what I'm saying? I knew I was gonna fight him again.
So that people understand, how tall are you and what do you naturally walk around?
I'm 5'8", and I walk around at 180.
180.
Yeah.
So like Gus was saying earlier, he's stocky. He's thick.
Thick. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and George has never told you should fight lighter.
He does every day. I fight. I mean, 145? No, he says I'm 155. I don't need to be worrying about 45. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll have to be a completely different person. And as far as discipline and the way I fight.
And you're not there yet to do that, so why push it?
I won't be there because it's just the way it will take so much out of me to do that I won't fight the same. I don't have to fight different.
You feel comfortable at 55. There's no need for it.
Yeah, exactly. I feel great at 55 with Eric Pena doing my weight cuts and whatnot. I mean, I never did 55 when he did my first weight cut in amateur. I was like, God damn, you know what I'm saying? I could do this all the time. You know, I didn't even have to do an IV or anything like that. It was straight fucking 3 liter. I felt amazing, man. Like,
So let's back up a little bit. Okay, so you meet Colby through wrestling.
Yeah.
And then somewhere there,
I got off track.
Here comes it's gonna happen plenty of times today. Don't worry. And then you get to SMSP, South Miami Sports Performance. Now at this time, was it SMSP or was it already Elite Sports Performance?
They were changing it, I believe.
They were in the middle of it.
Yeah, it was crazy. They were changing it for sure. But
okay, and so you started training MMA at there first?
Yeah, doing striking
with a wrestling background with Paulino. Right.
Doing striking. This kid PD was there too. That's a super beast. He was there from back in the day, and then like I slowly started meeting these people.
Okay.
You know, like Wonky and whatnot. They would come around, you know, mess me up and whatnot.
Wonky to the world out there. That's Juan Carlos. Shout out to Juan,
Yeah.
man. He's been in this game for a minute with everybody else too. Paulino, Jesus, Game Bread, Baboon.
So I like to be around all those. I like the Cuban community a lot. I learned Spanish. You know, through them, through Paulino and whatnot. Yo puedo hablar español también. You know, yo solamente no habla inglés y portugués.
Hey, look at that.
Acento
He sounds like a Brazilian too. I would never put him to be Brazilian,
yeah.
dog. I just wouldn't.
I've known you for a while.
I don't tell people at American Top Team. Everybody thinks I'm Russian and whatnot. They like really
Russian.
When my hair's cut or my hair gets long, I look like Armenian.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
Sometimes. So like, and then I'll start. You know, sometimes I've been like letting them know I'm Portuguese. I'm Brazilian by saying things in Portuguese a little bit like what. You know, they're looking like what the.
How many top, well, I mean, not your regular members, not your regular gym members, fighters, active fighters. Doesn't matter if they're amateur, pro, whatever, decent or good, or the top guys that we all know about. How many Brazilian fighters are over there at ATT Coconut Creek? Roughly.
A ton.
There's
a ton. There's a lot. There's about like 20. I mean, I don't even know, man. Tell you the truth, there's so many people there from when they first opened up the warehouse. Because I went to the old one too. I was around for that, and it was a lot less people. But this new one has like 60 of the top people.
Right.
In practice, probably I might be exaggerating, maybe 50 to 60, like of top game people.
Right. And out of that, you think like about 20 are definitely up.
You were at the warehouse too?
Shit, fuck. What?
You would go to the warehouse too, the old one?
The old one, yeah. It was like a warehouse, I guess.
Yeah, I remember.
The same kind. I don't know. It's just this one's just supersized, man.
Yeah.
You know?
I used to go there for wrestling with Jason Kelly.
Jason Kelly. You see how crazy this is about Palmetto? I was telling you before about Palmetto is that I met Jason Kelly in the wrestling room at Palmetto. Like he used to go to Palmetto.
So Palmetto's a high school that we're referring to that's over here in Miami for people listening out there.
Palmetto,
Coincidentally,
Miami.
I just found out that I went to Palmetto as well, and so did Charlie. I didn't wrestle. Charlie did.
Found out you went to Palmetto?
No, I'm saying we just found out that Charlie went to Palmetto as well. So that's where his wrestling background. Who's the wrestling coach over there right now? When you were there,
it was Soderholm because that motherfucker was a legend, and he still is. But and Scott, his brother, also taught them the years I was there too. But it was and they went to school with my dad that wrestled at Cole Park. You know, when Cole Park was a state champ team, which nobody really knows, you know, back in '74, but whatever. Yeah, but Soderholm was a coach. He stopped coaching the year after I left. I believe he got tired of the
shit. By now, Soderholm's probably fucking like 70, dog.
Yeah,
he was there when I was there. He was already 40 something.
Yeah,
you know,
Soderholm's a beast, bro.
He's a little short, redneck ass, balding, pot belly wrestler who will dump anybody on their fucking head. Dog.
Yeah,
straight up.
He would throw a 45-pound weight in your face if you fuck.
He was controversial with his ways. He was very.
I loved it.
Hands on, cuss you out, push you, slap you upside the head. Like he had plenty of parents talk to him.
More coaches need to be like that nowadays.
Yeah,
that's the thing with the team is why he left because the
they get soft.
Pussification of everything.
Yeah, you just said it right. Pussification is funny, man, because I forgot what it was that I was watching. They were talking about how
that word up.
The reason society is the way it is today is because we're giving out eighth place ribbons.
Yeah,
because we're giving out completion awards. No, what is it? Participation awards. Get the
Everybody
fuck out
gets a trophy.
Anyhow, so
just more plastic.
That's good stuff right there, by the way, bro.
Yeah,
good stuff.
Alien rock candy.
That's from High Rollers?
It's from Johnny Eblin, bro. That's my dog. Yeah, no, High Rollers had some good shit too, though.
So tell everybody. So How many? What's your amateur record? And let's bring everybody up to date as to like where you started, what your amateur record is, and where you're at right now in regards to pro.
My amateur record is 10-5, and
Yeah, that's a lot of amateur fights, bro.
Yeah.
It's good.
That's not heard of.
No.
Most people just wait to go pro right away because they want to get paid.
Yeah.
But that's good.
I think I've been ready for pros for a little while. Just
I'm pretty sure George told you chill, maybe.
Yeah, that too. And it was a lot of you just gotta pull the trigger and be in the right time in the right place, kind of. I want to make sure like we wanted to put out some videos of me, doing
Market
some
yourself.
of my backyard fights and stuff. I used to fight in the backyard too when I was in high school.
Oh,
I
okay.
got some videos out. There's a video of me in like 8th grade too. I used to love to fight. You know what I'm saying? How I got in it, and I just used to fight in every sport really. Just to fight my teammates. Fighting was fun. Fighting's still fun.
So give us a background check. So you said you're half Brazilian, half Italian.
Yeah.
Okay, so your dad's Italian, your mom's Brazilian.
My dad's like 3rd generation Italian.
Okay,
You can see the
and
horn.
where you had mentioned off camera when we were just talking about random shit. Tell something about your mom had kidnapped you and take you to Brazil or something like that. What's that about? So were you born and raised here?
Yeah, I was born in Hialeah.
Hialeah.
Oh, that boy's Cuban. You're not Brazilian.
That's it. It's over. I don't care. You could be from Africa. If you're born in Hialeah, you're Hialean, boy. You're Cuban.
Yeah, I get. It's a coincidence, man. I was born in Hialeah, but I do have my Brazilian passport, and I can't go back there. You know what I'm saying? That's like my that's what I've gone there plenty of times. To be able to even live out there.
So you were born in Hialeah. You're here. You're born and raised here. And then at what point did your mom say, "Hey"?
My mom. So that happened in 6th grade. After I graduated 6th grade, she took me over there. It was supposed to be a summer vacation that a lot of people do when they're from somewhere else. They go to their country. To their country for the 2 months or whatever.
Mhm.
So I went over there. My sister was acting bad, so her plan was she opened a store there to bring me there, keep me there, like, cause it wasn't fair that, like, I don't know, man. She had her
Reasons, excuses, whatever it might be.
So yeah, cause my sister was there and she was going to this private school, so she's like, oh, like picking her up at this private school that, like, what I'm saying. I guess she took her there to get her better, because over here she had to go to boot camps and just acting.
She was wilding out
like a delinquent.
Okay.
And so
she's older or younger?
Older, 2 years older than me.
Okay.
So,
and how old are you again?
I'm 25.
25. So she's 27.
27.
Right now.
And so it ended up being she kept me there. I started doing jiu-jitsu over there at Gracie Baja Caverinha. And when I was like 13, and I was like teaching them like I like showed them the ear muffs, the ear thing, the headgear that we wear for wrestling, and they ended up taking it from me. You know what I'm saying? I like gave it to them, and wrestling shoes, like, you know what I'm saying, because they didn't have it, they didn't use any of that stuff. So I trained with them for a while and learned like that aspect,
So that was a whole summer?
Yeah, that was a whole year. I ended up training for like 8 months, I'd say. You know what I'm saying? My mom was running the store over there too. It was an import store. Like, shit from over here would go over there.
So is this whole time your dad's still in Hialeah?
My dad lives in the like on the west side of Pinecrest, so of US 1. And my dad was getting a lawyer to get me back home, you know what I'm saying? Like, she kept me there, like, past the 2 months that I was supposed to come back. School started, I missed wrestling.
So were they splitting at the time?
Oh, that was when they were already apart when I was 4, So my dad's a little hard to deal with, but it was messed up that she did that. But now that I look back on it, it was kind of like a good thing, because I learned how to speak Portuguese. I learned a lot about my culture. My grandma has a 2-story apartment there that I could go back to whenever the hell I want. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's a fresh place, and I learned a lot. I know how to navigate there. It's been 10 years since I've been there, and I still have friends there. I still talk to some of my people.
Well, shit, man. Maybe one of these days, a nice goal will be to a fight.
Yeah,
fight in Brazil.
For sure. Well, it's in Minas Gerais, Belo Horizonte. You know what I'm saying?
What the hell is that? What did you just say?
Minas Gerais is a state. Belo Horizonte is a city. It means good horizon, like Belo Horizonte. So yeah, bro. I got a dope spot over there ready to go.
So you went 10-5 as an amateur, and then what happens next? You've gone pro. You just went pro. This was 3 months ago? 2 months ago?
I went pro 2 weeks ago. This was 2 weeks ago.
That's when it was? It just passed?
August 20.
Holy shit, it was that. Well, damn, it felt like it was longer.
August 23rd. That's the date. Exact date.
Well, congrats on
Friday.
that fight. We were just talking
Thank you.
about it.
Thank you, man.
How'd the fight finish?
Well, how'd it go? Tell us how it went from
The
front to
dude
finish.
wasn't able to come off his seat. He was split open. He dazed out in the first round, and the doctors didn't think he could get up off the stool.
So how did the first round go? What is it that you did?
The first round, I ended up taking him down and just started throwing bows at him. I realized that he wasn't engaging me as much. He really had like a low jab kind of. I couldn't get this over the top elbow. I don't want to give out any secrets. This thing I wanted to do. So I ended up taking him down, and he just kept me in his S guard, and he just kept taking elbows to the body and to the eyebrow, because I was able to like use my elbows finally, because this wasn't amateurs anymore. You know.
Yeah. So you were telling us off camera that how you were just dying to finally throw the elbows.
Yeah, I did, and I threw them, and they felt great, and I learned the mistakes I did there as I threw the elbows, and like my momentum and creating space and whatnot.
You think as a pro now you feel more as a complete fighter because there's no limitations now?
Yeah, hell yeah, and as soon as I get my groove in there too, I need to get like, there's these little battles I need to win,
like the kicking and
the battling of getting position, full position before I strike. George was telling me when I went back there, that's one thing I'm missing. It's just the small battles. He told me, so that's what I have to work on. I use too much energy, and I have too much energy and strength to be using it all.
How's your conditioning? I keep it 100.
Depends,
you saw that look.
Depends how high I am.
The
higher the better.
So do you actually get high before you fight?
I did one time, but not anymore, since it's not allowed.
That's pretty intense, bro. I can do almost everything high. I can. And if I was gonna fight, I can probably do one hit out of the vape pen. One hit.
Yeah, my last
but
fight,
I can't go.
I was smoking every second. I was smoking hard.
Before the fight.
Because of 155, the last one, it was like my second. I did a 160 before that, and then I did a 155, and man, I had to smoke a lot, because I was doing that. Actually, that I went all the way down to 55. It was a championship fight, and I felt great after I did it too. That morning, I smoked a little bit, I smoked it. I was high. I was good. I felt great.
But before the fight, how long before the fight did you have your last smoking session?
Probably
minutes or hours?
Hours, of course.
Hours.
Sure.
Oh,
probably
okay.
Like 3, maybe
Okay.
3 or 4.
Okay. That's understandable.
Probably took like one hit or something like that. I was chill. I was very chill. I was rehydrating. I rehydrated very well, thanks to Eric. Yeah, man, it was fun. And I got in there, and I had so much energy. And
Who was in your corner for this fight? This is for XFN. XFN is a very known local network with local.
No, it wasn't XFN your fight, right? It was Titan.
It was against
Titan. Sorry, was it Titan?
No, not the. No, I'm talking about the amateur.
Oh,
your pro fight
my
was.
My pro fight was Titan. Yeah.
Was Titan? Sorry, Titan.
FC.
Well, also, but that wasn't the one that Dana came to. That was
that was the one after, or two of them after.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Dana was here with everybody, and shit, you're gonna be there. It's all good, man. It's your first fight.
That would have been dope for a pro debut.
Yo.
You would have made a big.
Yeah.
But anyhow, so who was in your corner for that fight, Charlie?
George Wonky, and I wanted Paulino to be there, but he wasn't. He had to go to somewhere else.
Okay.
And who else was there? Oh, and Brent Silva, this kid that used to train at Elite Athletes Performance back in the day.
Brent Silva,
yeah, he had like 2 pro fights or something like that.
Okay.
He was just doing like mitt work with me, like special, like just being a drilling partner, taking hits for me. Sometimes I'm sloppy, and he's just taking an ass whooping kind of, and like helping me just drill, do like 100 of this that George told me to do. Whatever George would tell me to do, I just do that 100 times each side.
So what is your typical week of training like? Except for obviously, and we can talk about that a little bit later. When you get ready for a fight, you kick into a different gear from 2 a days to 3 a days to whatever. But just typically right now, no fight booked just yet, but you're training hard. What's your typical training regimen look like?
Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, I'm an American Top Team
In Coconut Creek.
Yeah, That's
Specific classes, specific training.
just
What would
11 in the morning wrestling practice and sparring Tuesdays and Thursdays.
okay.
I'm gonna end up sleeping at my mom's over there, and because she lives up there in Coconut Creek now, so I'm end up sleeping over there, and on Mondays and just going to practice on Tuesdays. 'Cause I usually go up with George. He'll let me get a ride with them up there. So I go as often as possible, honestly.
And so when you're not there,
When I'm not there, I train down here at Elite Athletes Performance at 6. I'll do things with Wonky, like submission,
jiu-jitsu.
MMA, not just jiu-jitsu, like just full MMA things, dirty, very dirty moves. Just MMA specific, things to
Positioning,
like hurt people,
drilling. Okay.
Things
He's
to
very
hurt people.
Things to
methodical.
hurt people.
Yeah. He's very if you don't know Wonky, he's George's was one of George's cornermen back in the day.
Yeah, one of
he's
his
also
one of his
a
closest friends too.
Yeah. And he would, he's just a technical dirty trainer, I guess.
He makes it sound so bad and evil, but I know what he's saying.
It's the hurt business.
So for
There's
people,
nothing nice about it.
for people out there, it's kind of like when you talk about dirty boxing. When I got clients and I try to train them, when I try to teach them dirty boxing, I say, hey, listen, this is, and I don't even know, there's probably a lot of fighters out there who don't even know why it's considered dirty boxing. The reason it's called dirty boxing is when you get in real close, a lot of times it happens when you're either tired or you're just working the inside. You're almost leaning on each other. You're almost in and out of each other's bodies and, just up against each other, looking for sneaky punches to the body, punches to the head. But that part's not dirty. That's just fighting in a phone booth. That's just fighting up close and personal. The dirty part is because in boxing, you're not allowed to hook with your arm. You're not allowed to hook the body and control the body. You can't do an underhook and control. You can't do behind the back and control. You see boxers do it all the time, and you see referees break it up eventually. The minute they start doing it, it's considered wrong. You're not allowed to do that. So they get away with it because they don't initiate anything after. But when you use that same hook technique to sneak in, pull somebody away, and sneak in some punches, now that's considered dirty boxing because not only are you breaking the rules, but you're also capitalizing from breaking the rules. So this is where that whole thing comes about. So when we talk about dirty, I don't want anybody out there to think like
it's even dirtier on the floor.
Yeah. So I don't want anybody to think Juanca is teaching them dirty techniques that's illegal or shit like that, because that's not it at all. It's more so, hey, if we're in the typical jiu-jitsu position in a half guard, instead of posturing up and trying to rain down, sneak this little elbow right there to the disc, or sneak this, I'm pretty sure that's the type of stuff that he's referring to, because all that is legal, People don't do that type of stuff. Fighters don't do that. I remember when Ben Henderson did the quad punch to who was it, man?
I thought you all did that.
He did it a few times. You all's done it before as well, but Ben Henderson was the first one in WEC. And no, he did it in the UFC. He didn't do it in the WEC. He did it when he came to the UFC. And anyways, I love that type of shit, man. When people come with that, you haven't seen it, you least expect it type ordeals,
Yoel does that too. And he did it actually in his fight against Costa. He literally pointed.
He probably did that, yeah.
He pointed, literally pointed to another end of the cage. Costa looked, and then he punched him.
Shut the fuck up! I forgot about that.
Yeah, bro.
Cheap ass.
But that's not cheap though. That's the thing though. Hey, Muhammad Ali made that.
It's a thing, but it's just.
Muhammad Ali made it the most famous when he does the little birdie thing, like, hey, look at this birdie right here, and then boom, it's technique. And it's just technique.
You're whack if you fall for that.
What?
You're whack if you fall for that.
You do, bro.
For the Muhammad Ali birdie thing?
I've fallen for that.
I throw a kick and fuck at that. Throw a double punch.
Yeah.
You gonna get hit with one.
The shit that I've fallen for because I fucking hate wrestlers is that Chad Mendes shit when knee touch into an uppercut. Fake shot into an uppercut. Ooh.
Yeah. Or the best is I learned actually. I don't know if I learned this from Paulino or whatnot, but I learned the takedown to the head kick.
Oh yeah, man, because they squat down and then they want us getting back
you
up.
Look like you're gonna throw in.
Yeah.
Head kick.
Especially if you got a nice high kick, if you got some good flexibility.
So
I got one.
So Charlie, so you won your debut. Great fashion. You the guy didn't want to answer the bell. You're 1-0 now. You got a nice extensive amateur record.
Mm-hmm.
Are you told me off camera you're not signed with Titan.
No.
You did a one fight contract. So right now you're currently looking. You mentioned that
Titan's doing a fight in the DR.
DR. Okay, you're hoping to go there, but doesn't seem too good.
Yeah, I'm seeing if they're trying to, if they can get me a fight. They it looks like they want to put like only a couple people on the list. You know, I'll fly myself out there and go fight. No problem.
Is so you had said that your manager, you also said, you know, George is a huge influence. He's everything to you, big bruh, manager, all that stuff.
Mhm.
But technically, your manager, your management company is George. Fucking I
It's
can't first round management.
It's
Jesus
first
Christ.
round,
Yeah. Shout out the first round. We always
The
give these
Abraham.
guys shout out. Yeah, Abraham.
He helps me a
Malky.
lot. He's done a lot for me, and just not even being signed to him. I'm not signed to him. Well, whatever.
But just
The thing is that they're just like they're like
guiding
family
you.
to me too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know his sister and whatnot, and I've met his whole family, and they're all, you know, we're all friends.
right.
You
They're
know,
really
so-
good people
And I
over
do
there.
it. I would do, you know, whatever I can in my power to help him out if you ever need anything too.
Right.
you know.
Right. Awesome. So
Just like I would George.
Of
I mean,
course.
and I would also do it even more because it's an extension of George too. You know,
Are you like Theo to his kids?
to George.
Yeah, to his kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
He brought his daughter to
Shit,
the gym that last time, and man,
Yeah.
she's sweetheart.
She looks just like him.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
God, the nose, everything, dude, was just like him. It was cute. She was there with a friend of hers.
I'm like I'm a battery pack to tire his kids out,
Oh yeah.
or you know, his son, because his son's cool. You know, he's wild. He's just like his dad. He's literally a replica of his dad.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as energy wise and like, you know, he has like, he's gonna have ultimate like just a gift. He already has a gift of punching, but
Yeah.
he just
How old are George's kids?
they're the one's like 4, the other one's like 12 or 13, or no, she's like 10.
Yeah, I think she's
It
like
was-
about 10. Yeah. Okay. So what's it like? Goddamn dogs. Well, what's it like training over there at ATT, man? With such high caliber fighters, you know, you're still not new to the game, but you're still young to the game. You're still getting your feet wet with these pros, and you're not just going with pros. You're fucking going with some animals.
Yeah.
What's that doing for you? What's it like? You know, tell us about that culture over there.
Over there, it's I mean, I get along with everybody there. I have not gotten along with anybody, and you know, people know me as I mean, Mike Brown is like the best, is the best coach, and he coaches me as well. He's the one that gave me my nickname, the Bull. You know, and I never had really a nickname. I never had a nickname before, and I didn't. And they were gonna call me the Spaz or whatnot because I
That is not a good nickname,
Yeah,
man.
I
The
know. And I didn't
Spaz.
really want the Bull because you know, there's a lot of bulls, a lot of people's names that are the Bull. You know, or
There's
bull.
not that many bulls out
I
there.
don't even- I can't-
in the world, man. Like
Sammy
I
the
don't know.
Bull.
I don't know, whatever. But that's just I whatever. So but whatever. It stuck because Mike Brown is Mike Brown. I used to watch him when I was in like
Yeah,
in, like
man.
8th grade, my freshman year. You know,
WEC
seeing
champ.
him.
WEC.
I saw him fighting and whatnot.
I remember when he knocked out Uriah Faber like if it was yesterday,
and
bro.
He was in the video game too, and it was fucking cool back then.
Yeah.
And now he's like, he's my coach. You know what I'm saying? And he's also a really good friend, man. I'll take care
That's
of him
awesome.
no matter what. You know, and you know, we've had great times together, in and out of the gym.
Is he one of the main wrestling coaches or MMA
He's
coaches?
an everything coach.
Everything coach.
Yeah,
Okay.
because he used to fight, so I mean, it's everything.
Right. We were talking about this earlier that we had Mikey Rodriguez, Sweet Science, Mikey Rod, Sweet Science. Shout out to the homie. Last week, right? We had him here last week, Sunday.
Last Sunday.
You know, he's one of the top boxing coaches over there as well. He's been with them for a while now, 7 years. And man, we had a great podcast, and I'm sure by the time everybody hears this, they would have heard all those as well. But yeah, so he was telling us a whole lot about the culture and the fighters over there and things of that nature. Of course, you know, he kept his code of silence, like, you know, people always should only say so much, and by all means, we weren't fucking interrogating him neither because we were part of it.
What's going on, beautiful people? Just wanted to take a moment to thank everyone out there for tuning in. We continue getting so much love, support, and appreciate every bit of it. But on that note, if you're a new listener or simply someone who's interested in following our journey, Please take a minute to subscribe to our channel or download whatever necessary app in order to never miss a show. Also, why not give us a follow on Instagram at blacksheep305 and at Gus Villamil. Again, we truly appreciate all the love and support and look forward to continuously giving everyone listening a different perspective. Now let's get back to the podcast.
So we were talking about Dustin and the fight that just passed.
Another one.
Yeah, bro. What's your take on that, man? You know, I know that you obviously all the fighters over there have different fighting schedules, and I know that Dustin goes back and forth from Louisiana to ATT. But obviously you guys have trained before, whatever else before. Everybody there in some shape or form doesn't matter to what extent you guys are all friends, buddies, camaraderie, all that.
Yep.
How does it feel to see what happened this weekend, last night with Dustin, you know, losing the way he did? How do you feel about that?
I just feel like I haven't seen Dustin get coached or anything like that, or like or like how he really trains. I used to train with him. He was my wrestling partner, and one night he used to get me in a lot of triangles and arm bars all the time, and yeah, I mean he's a really good fighter, man, and that's how that's as much as I know about him, because you know he's friends with George and that whole crew. As far as the fight goes, though, I think he should have just got off the cage more, man, and circled more, because he was able to, you know, keep him at bay when he was off the cage and circling around, and he could take a, you know, clear shot. As soon as he
put his back,
was able to get off the floor, he should have used all that momentum he used to get up off the floor. Like, you know, like because to get away from Khabib it looks fucking hard as hell. So, you know, he should have used all that and been like, get the hell off the cage, because he worked that hard to get the hell out of there. You know, he should have moved off the cage, and he was doing very well, man. He should have took every single one of those chances to get off the circle off the cage, and maybe he should have practiced that more. I don't know, but you know,
did he spend? Not that you were keeping track on it, but did he spend his whole camp at ATT, or was it like?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know his personal life. I follow him a little bit I follow him on Instagram, but I don't know where he's at. You know, who's even doing his social media.
How do you feel about the fight, Gus? How do you take that?
Well, he did a lot more than a lot of people have done. You get me?
For sure.
It was not a lot of people can get out of the takedowns.
Against somebody who's possibly the GOAT as of right now.
In grappling wise?
Oh, in general, as a fighter wrestling as well.
Well,
still working on it, but you know.
He doesn't have the best hands, but as in catch wrestling, when it comes into that grappling and keeping control, that head over the head, you know, taking people down, controlling them, especially his cage wrestling is some of the best. Dustin was able to get out, get up, you know, turn his back, give him his back, and still get out. And Khabib was going for chokes. He had his back. He tried to go for the neck crank, still couldn't get it. Yeah. Dustin was doing way, way more. If I was Dustin, I'd be happy about it. Obviously, it sucks losing, especially having such a deep guillotine that he had.
Right.
But
so I'll say this, right? One, yes, Dustin did great given all the circumstances, blase squaze. But what I would have liked to see is, one, when he hurt Khabib twice, when he had that time frame right there where he could have capitalized. I was screaming out I blew my brain cells, man, screaming so loud. Chill the fuck out, slow down, don't go so hard on it. And he kept going. You know, that takes a lot from a fighter. You get so excited, you get so caught up in the moment of, man, I got this dude hurt. And I don't just got this dude hurt, I got Habib hurt in a championship fight in Dubai in front of the world. You will spend your wad quick as fuck. So he went too hard, whatever, it happens. I agree with what you said, Charlie, in regards to circling off the fence and everything else. Now, here comes the other part. If you know that tank is not there, you know how much you got left. You guys are both fighters. You know when you're feeling, okay, I probably got a barrage left. I probably got one more round left. I probably got defending a takedown left. Whatever it is, you know it. When he went for that guillotine, man, that was a tough call. Because if you don't fucking finish that thing, you're done.
Yeah.
You're done because you're already grinded. Habib has already grinded you this far. If you don't get that guillotine with confidence that you're going to finish it, you're done. I feel like he could have turned the guillotine into a mount, Charlie. Do you remember that part?
Nah, I don't think so. Yeah, that tripod.
After he would have had to let go of the guillotine to get that to
Right, yes,
to
agreed.
get to the mount, which he probably, I don't know, man. He had that thing in tight at that point because he knew the guy was struggling, and he's obviously gonna keep it. But he should have used that to get the hell out of there.
Yes.
And because he still had his arms, when he was done with that. He shook it off. Dustin could have went the rest of the rounds for sure. But he had the thing on so tight, and Khabib was able to just twist and get enough air, you know what I'm saying? And,
right.
And keep his hips high and stay in position, you know what I'm saying? Like, in that situation, either you're gonna give up position and keep the headlock, or you're gonna get out and get the hell out of there and start piecing them up again. It is what it is. You're not thinking that in the moment, but if Dustin kept to the game of pushing Khabib off of his legs and pushing his head side to side and using the momentum to get up, I think he could have created space faster. And then instead he let Khabib get control of his legs and stick the heel into the knee and keep his
and
legs
trapped under there.
Yeah. Exactly.
You were talking about Gus, how that's
I started doing that. It works,
Yeah, Gus was saying the same thing. That's something that he used to practice with his goat shed fighter friends.
Not my goat shed fighter friends. You mean with Elvin?
Oh, just with Elvin.
Yeah.
Do you know who Elvin is, Charlie, by any chance?
Yeah, I met Elvin. Actually, Elvin went to train with Paulino for like a couple of times.
Yeah, he's been everywhere. That's a real close personal friend of ours, man. He's a fucking great dude.
He's pretty much my coach is Elvin. He's like how you see Jorge to you is like what Elvin is to me. He pretty much just yeah. Everywhere he goes, everybody he learns from is. I end up getting in with them when I train with Rubio. When I train with.
I love
Rubio.
Hey, let me tell you
I still
something.
go to Rubio, man. I pay fucking Rubio happily, bro.
Yeah, man. I have no problem paying.
Jorge Rubio, official George Rubio. Y'all don't know because he's part of the Cuban community. So in my life, I just made that connection too. You know what I'm saying? It just works like that.
Yeah, and to train with him, you need a connection because he would not just train you off the street.
Hey, so look, while we're on George, while we're on the George topic, let's talk about that amazing fucking news that they announced to the world yesterday, and that's what the fight that everybody, bro, you trying to kill me? I'm good. Time out. The fight that everybody wants, man. I don't care who the fuck is out there. I don't see how there's a hotter fight. There's not a fight that anybody would want more. Not even Khabib Ferguson, not McGregor, anybody. No. The hottest fight that everybody wants is the one they finally gave us, and that's Jorge Masvidal versus Nate Diaz. That's a
motherfucking fight, dog.
Bro.
That's a fucking fight. And I just figured out that they're doing a BMF belt, which is a baddest motherfucker belt, dog. That's a one and only edition, bro.
Can you?
George is gonna rip this dude's head off.
He's gonna fuck him up, man. Yeah, we were talking about this. You weren't there, Gus. I went to my brother's house. And we had to get together over there watching the fights, and we were all talking, obviously talking fight shit, and they were asking my take on George versus Nate Diaz. And I told him, I said, dude, I'm not even being biased as much as it might seem like I am, because they know my connection to George. I said, I honestly think George is gonna fucking destroy him.
He's gonna close
he's gonna destroy him.
He's gonna go ape shit, bro.
I literally said, I think the only thing Nate Diaz can have a chance of doing is like fucking jump into a flying arm bar and pulling George in. Like otherwise, I think George is gonna whoop his ass.
George's game is ridiculous.
Dog, George got such a chin on his ass. For one, recovery game out this world. Wrestling and jiu-jitsu defense out this world. Hands, we already know. What the hell is Nate Diaz gonna bring him? I'm not being a dick about it. I love Nate Diaz. If he throws those silly little rabbit punch fucking, but George is gonna eat that. George is gonna look at him and like Ezekiel Elliott, feed me, boy. Yeah. Feed me. What is that shit? Yeah, feed me. Give me some more. Exactly, he'll fucking eat it, dog. He'll eat it. Yeah, he'll do that kid shit that he always does. All right, George, with that bullshit. But, man, I'm so happy to see that shit, dog. So that's November 2nd.
You going to be out there, fella?
Hell yeah.
We were talking
The
about
whole,
was talking
the whole
about it
crew
right
from
now.
EAP is going out
We're-
there.
we're-
I might
Yeah,
go
man.
out there.
We're
Just
talking
because
about trying
it's
to
in
do
New
it.
York.
Yeah.
I got family out there, so
I never been in New York.
You know,
Never?
you know
That's
what's awesome? It's always like a reunion when I go to these fights. You know, it's like
Yeah.
a Cuban reunion.
That's
You know,
dope.
everybody's over there and stuff.
Yeah, yo, Gus, we got to make a strong move, bro. We have to. We let's start really plotting and planning and
Everybody,
all that shit,
everybody
man.
loves George, man. He's a genuine person. You know,
bro.
Like-
Sergio's on where is it? Is it Bird Road or Coral Way? The Sergio's is right there.
see,
Yeah, what about it? That's
Yo,
a restaurant. That's a
I-
restaurant to everybody listening.
see.
Yeah.
I think I've been there 4 or 5 times, and Jorge will be there, and there's always just a flock of people trying to
Ooh,
just
yeah.
trying to just.
They're promoting
Yeah.
Sergio. Sergio's is a classic spot.
Yeah.
That's,
Miami.
yeah.
Cuban joint.
Yeah.
Delicious
That and
Cuban
Y La
joint.
Canaria. Those are two
Yeah.
Oh,
two
yeah.
OG croqueta places.
But Sergio's
Hey, can we
is-
get that sponsorship in the future from
For
Isla
real.
Canarias, bro?
You gotta have that here on deck. You want to be a Black Sheep Perspective 305. You know, Miami, you gotta have like cafecito here, bro.
Yeah,
In
man.
in the making,
You
like
know
let me
what?
make it.
He's
bro,
so
for
right
you.
though. Look,
I'll
he's
whip it up right here on camera. So you like, keep the flag right behind. Fuck it, fuck it, fuck it, fuck it. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
so now he just fucks shit up. Now when the next person who's here, we're gonna do
gotta
that. I'm gonna have that
croquetas.
shit right there. We're gonna have some croquetas lined up, whatever. Shit,
Limon.
what is it?
Kitty-
Limon,
yeah.
some limon, some
style.
some galletitas.
Yeah.
So November 2nd, man, we're gonna try to push hard. We'll see. I don't think they got a card for that yet. Obviously, it's just George headlining it, against Nate Diaz.
Yo, that belt is just like I didn't even know that.
Dude,
That belt is cool.
it's made for them. And then from here on now,
That's
it's gonna
money
be like
time.
who can who's deserving of going for that bad mother. I mean,
I
that
don't
is
know.
the baddest motherfucker
That's
belt. You
gonna
kidding
be-
me,
that's
dog?
legacy,
That's
bro.
bad
That's
as fuck, dog.
And with that, what, just like the subliminals in all his fights and whatnot.
Yeah.
You know, when he KO'd this dude in the 305 seconds, you know what I'm saying? Pieced this dude up in the back room, talked about street fighting before
Yeah.
the fight even started. This is a Darren Till fight we're talking about. And then he goes in and freaking KOs Ben Askren,
yeah.
fucking in like 2 seconds if you really want to look
Oh, yeah,
at
we
it.
know. We
2
talked about it,
seconds,
yeah.
they're disputing the whole situation. Man, you know what I'm saying? To coming out to Scarface, bro, that's fucking repping hard, bro. This
Love
motherfucker's
it.
a gangster, bro. He
Love
hit
it.
the reset button on everybody.
For real, dog. Hey, real shit though. Think about this. Aside from, because it's funny that it's funny that he just referred to Scarface, but that was a great reference. Aside from Scarface, way back then, and then what came next? Miami Vice, and then what after that? Bad Boys. Nobody has represented Miami like George is doing right now, man. He's bringing back the fucking colors, the swag, the guy, and then not only just Miami. Remember, when we say Miami, we're not talking about Miami just a city. We're talking about that Cuban blood that runs so deep in Miami.
Yeah, that
and
too.
George is fucking putting it on blast for every one of us, and it's just we all feel goddamn patriotic about it because he reps the Latin race, he reps everybody who's here in South Florida, and he reps all the people who came from the streets and the hood and
Keeps
came
it
up from the
real,
bottom.
bro. Keeps
Yeah,
it real.
for sure, man, for sure, man. So we're fucking crunked up about that one.
Whoever like doesn't get along with them is like you're nobody, man. You gotta be a loser to like not be able to get along with George. You know what I'm saying?
All right, well since
Other than like burning bridges and whatnot,
Yeah.
personal business, whatever. But like
Gus, he doesn't even know that he just gave me the best alley-oop that I'm about to dunk. He doesn't even want to see this. So speaking of that, what's up with this motherfucker turning his back and going snake and all that bullshit on everybody? His disloyal ass. And we're
Yeah.
talking about Colby Covington.
Yeah, man, he's just a West Coast kid, and he completely changed. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? He took a different high road, and he wanted to completely just completely destroy bridges. You know what I'm saying? With very George said it, a distasteful manner. You know, if he's following a script or whatever the hell he's doing, you know, it's very arrogant.
I love that you're saying it like that versus going off on him because I definitely would have said a bunch of more hood shit.
I knew him before.
Yeah.
And I didn't expect him to go all sideways. You know, especially
We all
how-
know he's
how connected he was. You know.
Yeah.
we know
had very
they're
good-
supposed to be close
what the
friends.
fuck?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who do you think has a stronger
I don't know.
hold for
Shit.
ATT there? Jorge or Colby? Who do you think's more loved?
George been there for
Yeah,
longer.
man. Kobe
No,
doesn't.
I didn't ask who's been there longer. I think
That
who-
means that's what that means. Man.
I feel like everybody's
gonna
gonna love Jorge no matter what.
Yeah, he's represented. Obviously, he's from down here, but he's represented and he's good friends with everybody. You know, he respects everybody. So obviously, who's everybody respect more, George or Colby? Obviously, they're gonna say George. You know, George is more loved.
Bro, the
He
only
shows more love in every aspect. You know,
Yeah.
of being a fucking a stand-up guy.
Look, here's the people who appreciate, respect, or have any kind of whatever love for Colby Covington. The fucking dumbass Trumps, one. Anybody who supports them and knows anything about MMA, two. People who want to see the drama because they know he's doing it on purpose. They know he's getting ready to cash in on his check of WWE when he's done with MMA. They know that's what he's working on. So people like Joe Rogan even, and I love Joe Rogan, and I don't know who else that I've seen out there in interviews, they love that he's doing that shit.
Yeah,
they know
he
it's a
says it.
bunch of bullshit, but they're like, I love it because it's this, because that. Not the part about George, everything before that. Just going.
I mean, if you know all the backstory stuff, you'd probably have a different opinion on it. But there's probably other factors that go into him liking it. You know, who knows? It's probably he thinks one way, he has a different opinion, but he's from the West Coast.
Yeah, that's true.
Nobody knows anybody's personal business.
Yeah, no doubt about that, but
Everything's just talk.
was it you who sent me that text of when Kobe blasted on George yesterday or day before?
Yeah.
Somebody had told me something about, hey, what if they go bad blood, whatever, and I said, listen,
That was expected for a while too. Especially that nobody speaks to him in the gym. Nobody speaks to him in the gym.
to Kobe,
Shit, that shit's weird, bro.
to
That
Kobe.
shit- yeah, it's just weird. Like shit, he went down that path,
And aren't they training at the same times?
Whatever, man. They see each other, they just don't talk to each other. Nobody talks to each other.
You don't think it's gonna be like awkward now after that whole?
It don't matter, man. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's
You don't think
there's
Jorge's gonna?
There's no
say-
awkwardness. There's no feeling. Fuck it. There's no, what the fuck are you gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, think about it.
You're not gonna.
You can be
you're
cool
just gonna
as
win.
you can be cool as training partners. You can get along great. You might have went to a few strip clubs, had some good times, whatever. But that doesn't mean that they were that close. Like I think like George and Charlie seem like the bonds that George has
They
with
were,
a bunch of
for sure, man.
like that deep, and he's
Were.
still
Yeah,
there.
there's
They
videos of
live
them.
together, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's just it's weird.
It's not.
It's just-
to me, it's not weird.
it's
It's,
like-
it's
it's
just what a
like
scumbag
it's
does when
literally-
he's thinking
it's-
about money.
It's literally like the Paulino
Tigre.
and Tigre thing. Almost the same. Think about it.
They used to live together. They used to live together
Actually,
too.
I'm gonna tell him that shit. He's probably gonna laugh. That shit's fucking for the.
You ever trained with Tigre before?
Yeah, of course. Because of Luis.
Shout out to Tigre, by the way. I love that guy. He's down.
Yeah, I got
me.
mad
And
love
Luis.
for Tigre, man. I know I've been known about
That's what.
Paulino and
That's
them
where I
stuff,
fought
but-
that. Okay, so if y'all been hearing, it's with that Chilean kid. That's where I fought the kid and I beat him in a combat night.
Right, you said it. You said it was a Tigre's guy, right?
Tigre punched Paulino in the face. Right after they shook hands. He's like,
Oh
went to go
man, I
shake
was
it.
there for that.
Fuck, I thought you saw.
Oh,
sorry.
I don't.
I was there with Kuita.
You saw him hit him in the
I
face.
was there with Kuita.
Yeah.
I didn't see him hit him in the face, but I remember them fighting.
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah, they should.
Kuita's-
They should have called each other out and
Kuita's
fought.
explosive. Like, I mean, I can say it now. I'm cool, but I went to my first jiu-jitsu match with Kuita, and he slapped. What's the owner of Carlson Gracie, the Buyo?
Oh, Buyu.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Slapped him right in the face.
Ooh.
Probably shouldn't say that, but yeah, I slapped him.
Well,
in the face.
as long as you're not making it up, you saw it and it happened. That's good.
What? Who's Buyo?
Buyu's a
a-
very known jiu-jitsu guy. He has his
he's a
own
black belt.
gym. Yeah, black
I'm
belt.
gonna ask Wonka.
Matter of fact, he knows Wonka knows him very well. Buyu came from Brazil when
He
when
knows-
we were all still at
He knows
South
who Kuita
Miami,
is.
and Game Bread was there. Your wrist all right?
Chilling.
And Game Bread was there. Buyu had just came right after Daniel Valverde had left us and went to with the Nogueira brothers and Anderson Silva. What was it called? Black House or something? I don't know what it was called.
Remember.
But that's when Daniel Valverde left us, way before MMA Masters. And then they needed a new jiu-jitsu guy. Wonka was doing a lot of it. I think George didn't teach. I forgot who else. And then finally Buyu came. And So Buyu's very known. He's been in the game for a minute, but
Super
I
nice guy.
didn't know that happened though. I never heard of that shit.
How it happened is, man, I was told not to ever repeat this, but whatever. I haven't talked to Guita in like 3 years. He's actually really good friends with Jorge. So one of the parents had told, they were like 6 years old, the kids. He told them when they were rolling, he's like, "Oh, rip his arm off." And Guita didn't take that lightly. He's like, "Yo, he's a 6-year-old kid. Don't say that." And the dad told Guita to shut the fuck up. And then Buyo kind of got in the middle of it, and we were outside, like in the parking lot. Yo, Guita slapped the shit out of him. Open hand to a point where Buyo got them Bambi legs.
Oh, like that?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Okay, and then what? He just walked it off or whatever.
We just walked and left. We were getting ready to leave. It's
I
so
mean,
awkward.
you know, sometimes you don't. I know that we don't like to hear shit go south the way we're describing that incident, Kobe, and other shit that happens amongst MMA people, because we teach ourselves to have discipline, respect, be humble, be considerate. These are all your brothers in arms type shit. So you hate to see that, but at some point, people are still gonna be who the fuck they are, and whatever it is with Kobe, I don't want to make it more than what it is. I really, I know his kind. I'll just say that. I don't give a fuck. I know his kind. I don't got to know him. I know his kind. I'm 42. I'm a veteran. I know his kind.
You know the scumbags.
Oh, 100%. You're right. And I'm trying to go easy and not say the scumbag, but yeah, I think he's a fuckboy. You know, what everybody calls a fuckboy nowadays, which I don't know how, like that's supposed to be a dude who sleeps around. Nah. My era, George's era, we from the streets. Fuck boy is about as bitch ass motherfucker as you can be. Like you just everything that's soft as fuck. You just put on the front. That's him, man. I mean, he's got skill though. I'm not gonna take that away from him at all. I will not take that away from him at all. But he's a fuck boy, and I hope George gets to smash him one day, straight up. But as far as them training going side by side, I agree with you, dog. Cold blooded. Fuck that. You ain't gotta make nothing of it. Hey, you ain't even gotta look at him. Don't waste no energy on him. Go do your thing, but don't.
That shit just came out of nowhere. So like it's so like
Still fresh.
It's not just it's old, but it's like I like, you know what I'm saying. You just went the opposite way. You know what I'm saying. You obviously disrespected, and you're just looking for a confrontation,
right?
You know, type of shit. And not probably not. I don't even know, man. It's just like it's retarded. Honestly, it's actually childish.
Yeah,
that he did some shit like
100%.
Fuck.
100%.
Holy shit, bro.
Yeah, he really went there. He could have took that so many other routes, but man, I wouldn't doubt if fucking Donald Trump's racist ass was like, "Listen, Kobe, continue coming to the dark side. Fuck that spick. Yeah. You send him to hell, and you make whatever money you can make out of him, because I'm gonna send them all back to their country."
That's what Colby's telling him. So.
Cocksucker. Yeah, exactly. Fuck.
All right, let's switch to. I was actually gonna ask you this because I know that you're cool with first round management. Mm-hmm. I've been wanting to try Better Than Your Mom's cooking. Cookies. Are those cookies fire?
Those shits are the best cookies.
Wait a minute. What the fuck am I hearing this about? What is this?
Yeah.
They look so good.
Go follow her. Better Than Your Mother's. You know, put in the code Charlie Decker.
Oh, word? Okay.
Just be like, Charlie Decker sent me. These cookies are like, you know, they range from like $4 to $6 a pop, but they're like the fucking
they
cream
look so
of the crop
good.
Cookies. You gotta get like the special order ones with the all the additions on top. You gotta bake it for like, put it in the oven, you know, right before you eat it. You want it to be like, you know, a little bit kind of melty, you know.
Hey, we about to start a cooking show for him.
Well, wait. I'm not done explaining.
Here we go.
Sometimes she puts gold flakes on. You gotta get the Oreo one. She puts like an almond butter ganache.
How big is it? How big is it? Like roughly?
It's like hand size.
Okay, that's great.
Sorry, like with the fingers cut off. It doesn't look you know what I'm saying? Okay, I would say they're 1, 2, 3, 4 inches wide. Okay. 4 inches in diameter.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Hey, I'll give you my word.
Pull them up.
I'll give you my word. Next time you come over here, I'm gonna have a batch of that shit ready.
What?
That's my word. Next time you come over here, when you visit again, I'm gonna have a batch of that. I'll follow her on Instagram, and I'll make sure I put in the order.
Jorge likes them.
Yeah.
Jorge's an undercover fat ass. We all know that, right? I mean, I know he's gotten better, but he's an undercover fat ass. That boy can eat.
So that's the only way.
What you gonna look that up? Better Than Your Mother's. Yeah. Oh, and she had George on there. Oh shit, that's awesome. So we're looking at a YouTube
Because Jorge
channel right now.
Masvidal is downstairs. He just finished doing all his appearances. He's hungry. My brother has texted me a bunch of times like, hey, come downstairs, cook for George.
Abraham
And I was
and
getting
Malky.
ready for you guys. So now let's go. Hopefully I'm not fired. I'll let you know in a minute. Is everyone
That's
dressed?
her
That's Coach
Maki's.
Paulino to the right.
Paulino.
My
Yeah.
production crew gets to meet Georgie's production crew. So Georgie is actually filming a documentary, right, that is going to be featured. We don't know where yet. Stay tuned for that. Backyards to Bright Lights. If you guys notice on my Instagram, I'm hashtagging that. It's
And
for that
Aiden.
reason. So George just arrived. I heard he went to get him a
Georgie
massage.
freshly
How are you
cut,
feeling, bro?
beard all low and shit.
George
That-
right
that
now
was
is
in New
weighing
York.
at
That was in New York?
Okay,
That was,
to fight,
a
he needs
year
to be
ago.
at 171.
Sorry,
so
wasn't that a
everything that I
year
do
ago when
is
he fought
incredibly.
Stephen
Well,
Thompson?
actually, I'm not gonna tell you.
A year
I'm gonna
ago
let
when he
him
fought
tell you.
Stephen
Go
Thompson
ahead.
If I don't make weight, I don't fight. So I have to make weight.
Lots of pressure.
in New York. And he's gonna fight him again in November. I mean, he's gonna fight again in November in New York at MSG.
Right.
November
right.
2nd.
No pressure. If I fuck
He's
up,
gonna headline the
Georgie
shit
has
out
to
of
work
it. So
extra hard.
she's got an Instagram,
To the
So,
BMF.
huh, Gus?
Yeah.
Okay, so we definitely want to give her a shout out,
At
especially
better
since
than your mother's.
Cooking.
better than your mother's cooking.
Is it cooking?
I don't know. I think it's just at better than your mother's cooking.
Yeah, we'll see if we can find that on her Instagram.
up.
Definitely want to give her a shout out.
Yeah,
man.
it's
I'm-
better than your mother's.
Yeah.
better than your mother's.
Yeah.
Good call, Charlie. Good call.
Damn.
Okay. Shit. Well, I promise you, Charlie, next time you come back, I'm going to have a batch of those things. And if you want to bring George, give me a heads up so I can get more because that's too much.
Got him.
Yeah, man.
Oh shit. All right.
So anyhow, so that's going to be a big event for George. And, forget about that drama. We want George to stay focused. I know he's not the type of guy to sweat that type of shit. That doesn't sound like George at all. And I'm sure that everybody over there, at the end of the day, man, what you did to do business. Yeah, you got people you love, you got people you grow bonds with and whatever, but you're supposed to go in there, get the best out of your training, segment, and get the fuck out and go live life. By the way, dog, are you working anywhere right now as a part-time or whatever, or is everything all
I'm
you?
doing public insurance adjusting on the side.
Okay.
At ClaimServe adjusters or Southern Public Adjusters. I'm getting my PBA.
PBA. What's?
Public Insurance Adjusting License.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay. Is that what it is,
Yes,
Gus?
sir.
You're doing the same thing, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's a nice side gig to have.
Shout out if you need any public adjusters
Call
for your home.
ClaimServe Southern Public
Call
Adjusters.
me or Charlie.
Charlie Decker. Ask for Charles Decker. I'll come and scope out the damage, and I'm sure we can come to a.
That's
nice
got
estimate.
that. I mean, we never want shit to
And
happen,
you can
but
call Gus too.
that's a nice
But
side.
call me first because
This guy.
I got skin in the game.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
Gus, he just
We about to make a commercial for Charlie real quick.
Gus, he just
got
took
the
the only 4
umpires.
clients you
What's
might
up?
have had.
Holla.
No, you know what? That's actually a nice gig to have on the side here in Miami or South Florida because man, we get hit by so many fucking storms and little floods from all the rain and shit like that. That people need adjustments. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Make some good money. Plus, I'm sure it gives you a good open space time frame to be able to train. It doesn't really get in there.
Yeah, I'm trying to adjust my my schedule of training so I could also make money doing that, and then I could be comfortable training,
Right.
in paying for bills and whatnot because that stuff adds up.
Things are tight right now.
There are always paying bills. You got to keep up with the money flow. So you got to be working. I bartend on the side too, and that's how I make the money doing that.
Have you managed to get any sponsors yet?
Yeah, George is sponsoring me. I got sponsored by Supply Cannabis. They also do hemp and clothing. They have a hemp and clothing line.
Oh shit, nice.
Yeah. I'm working out a nice deal with them too, so I could pay for my monthly expenses. Any other sponsors that want to jump on, holler at me.
Yeah, well,
You
man.
know,
Anybody out there listening? I know a few people out there who have sponsored fighters and events that Gus and I have been to and things of that nature. When you hear this, get this dude while he's hot, because if not, he's gonna be too expensive. He's gonna be too expensive for y'all, man.
Jump on the train before it leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. So, if we don't get this fight for you in Dominican Republic with XFN, what do you?
Titan.
Titan. Fuck,
With
I keep
Titan.
saying that, man. I'm sorry. With Titan, man, they put on some good fights the last 2 times too, as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
Titan.
Both of them have been doing really good, man. Our fight scene's doing pretty fucking good nowadays, bro. Combat Night on Titan FC and XFN, man, they've been good shows, putting on local guys, bringing in guys from North Florida, some of them out of town, Tampa. So that's really good, man. But so if not with them, are we trying to go somewhere else? Are you looking? You know, is George trying to push you somewhere else? I mean, not UFC, obviously. You know, too early for that. But
Hey. Stop what you're doing for a second and pay attention. First of all, we really, really, really appreciate the love and support you guys are giving us out there. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for doing everything that you do to make us successful. But for those of you who are just now finding out about the Black Sheep Perspective, hey, pause what you're doing. Go click that subscribe button. Go hit that like button. Go download that app. Do whatever it is you got to do to follow our journey, because we got a whole lot of shit coming and we want to get everybody involved. So again, thank you everybody out there for showing you love and support. We appreciate every bit of it. Back to the podcast.
so we're about to go ahead and look up some videos over here of that Gus was working on. So you had done some backyard fights. You were telling us.
Yeah, you mentioned something
prior.
about backyard fighting. So how'd you get into that? Because that's not something you just, you don't walk into Publix and then you're like, you know what, let me just fucking start backyard fighting like Kimbo.
You walk to the park.
That's where you go to the park.
You go to the park. I know you settle business. You agree for a certain amount. Do one of your friends that's probably the mediator, talking shit, saying my dude will be your dude, whatever the fuck.
Right.
And
fucking hype man.
and yeah, so then you get the call. You better be ready to fight at this and this time. Boom. It could be in the matter of a week or a couple of hours. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Like sometimes it's like that. All right, but my first fight, it was like I used to fight all the time, especially in like football practice and whatnot. So just fight my teammates. It was fun, or when you go to the park, I used to go to Palmetto Middle, and we used to go to the park, and sometimes people would get into fights with the other kids at Southwood or whatnot.
Right, arch rival schools.
Yeah.
And so how many official backyard fights did you have? Are we calling them backyard fights, but only a couple of them were, or are we saying that there were just fights where people were hyping it up, betting, and saying, "Hey"?
The ones that were for money were like I probably had like 4 or 5.
Okay.
I had some when I was younger. When I went to Hammocks, Middle too.
Did you get kicked out of a lot of schools, or you just went around a couple?
After that Brazil thing, I went to Hammocks for a little bit.
Oh, okay.
For like 6 months.
What do I search?
Santi fighting. That one right there. That first one right there. Bam. It's a sideways picture, but oh shit! Put the volume on.
And there's no way to flip it, huh?
No. You can't flippity flip. You just watch it like that.
Ooh, that was a nice one. Yo,
Russian.
Ooh.
Fuck that. I cut his nose open. Like right here, like a little slit. I didn't realize why he went down.
Bro, you look young as fuck.
Yeah, that was in 8th grade. I was 14 or 15.
Damn, you dropped him.
Yeah, he was like the dude that could fight at the other school, like the head.
He looks so young, dude.
Southwood supposedly had like a little back place in their cafeteria where people would fight and pay for fights. So this was that dude, you know what I'm saying? And I was that dude that came from like Brazil, like.
I went to Southwood as well for 1 year. Yeah,
Peace
back then as well.
Yeah.
That shit actually got worse during
that?
your time.
Do you remember? Were you rivals with like the other middle school? Or not really.
You know what? I had went
like Corey Park. You walked to Corey Park right there.
Here's the thing. No, when I was at Palmetto, the arch rivals was definitely Killian. Killian 100%. Killian Cougars. Everybody else, I mean. It wasn't no real beef, football, wrestling, but no beef. But with Killian, because they're like right across the street. Where from Palmetto is, it's like
that's old.
Now we would go to parties and those dudes are from Killian. We don't even know. They repping the green and yellow, and then here comes this stupid beef, and we might fight.
Straight up.
But we didn't do that with South Ridge people. We were always really cool. But not back then. And Coral Reef wasn't out then. It was being made or some shit like that. So shit, when I was in Palmetto, they didn't even have a 9th grade, bro.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
right?
they didn't even have a 9th grade, man. Soderholm, I don't think he'll remember me now, but we were pretty close back then. We were, because
you wrestled?
No, I didn't. I played football, but he was also football coach.
Yeah,
and then I knew Soderholm when before
but Back then, yes.
Yeah, and before Soderholm went to Palmetto, he was at Southwood. He was the wood shop teacher. That's where I met him, and that's where I got. I'm sorry.
Probably.
It wasn't wood shop. It was something else. But he was there.
Graphics.
Oh, maybe that. Yeah.
Graphics, like learning how to.
Yeah, because that man does it all, man. Yeah. So, I knew him for a while, man. He was a good influence, man. That was a tough, loving ass, redneck white dude who was just loving though. He was a loving dude. He cared about the kids.
Yeah.
You don't hear no molestation this or he fucking did man. This dude.
None of that.
Yeah, none of that.
Yo, that was the straightest dude. Like
100%, man. Yeah, he's been a big influence on people, and I think that's pretty dope. When we can just talk about him, and we're 2 generations apart, and we can still talk about the same dude. Yeah, for sure. And so is Paulino, man. Shout out to Paulino, man. I love that guy, dude.
Wow. Level-headed.
Yeah, for sure, man. I remember when he came over here.
Paulino. Yeah, sorry, Paulino.
By the way, if you guys want to follow Paulino, it's Paulino Boys, right? Yeah, I think it's at Paulino Boys on Instagram, if I'm not mistaken. Worst case scenario, just follow George.
It's Paulino Hernandez. That's his name. But
no, he put a Paulino Boys.
Paulino Boys. Yeah, that's his thing because it's the people that he trains.
Right.
George Andre Arlovsky. Fuck Colby, because he's not in it.
Back to that cocksucker. Hey, Joanne's about to fight? No, I saw her. She was training with Mikey. She just came back from all that traveling, but they didn't line up a fight for her yet, right?
No, I don't think so.
I think she wants.
Joanna is fighting. Isn't she fighting Michelle Watterson?
No, Michelle's gonna fight. Is that who it is? Nah, dude. I think it's somebody else. Fuck, I don't want to fuck that up. That'd be dope.
That would be dope.
But who's the champ right now?
It's Zhang Weili, a Chinese
Michelle's
chick.
Fighting Joanne. Damn, I think you might be right. It's just hard for me to think that because Joanne's Instagram has been all over the place. Nothing but beach and chilling and traveling and all that stuff. So I wouldn't think that she was getting ready for a fight just yet. That's why. So
She's posted at Coconut Creek though.
Yeah, that's true as well.
Yeah.
So, anyhow, so Charlie, man, what else can people expect from you, bro? So we know we don't have the Dominican fight. You're gonna be patient with what Titan FC brings to the table.
Yeah.
And you're gonna keep helping out George. Obviously, we the world now knows, people out there listening now know how much the man means to you. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome that he's a big brother to you like that and such a good influence. And we know that you love what's her cookies?
Better than your mother's.
Yeah.
Better than your
Everybody
mother's.
should love those cookies.
Everybody
they have to, bro. Like, you put them in at the right temperature. You bite it at the right temperature, bro. It's the best thing.
You bite it
Yeah,
at the
like-
right temperature.
He goes into fucking passion with that shit. I gotta try it. I'm literally.
I've been wanting to try
every
them
single
forever.
one, bro. Every single one.
But does it come just the dough and you just gotta heat it up?
No,
it comes already
It comes
made.
in the cookie. She wraps it up and presents it nicely.
Oh, okay.
Um.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna hit it.
Yeah, bro.
For sure. I'm gonna put in an order. Watch. I'll shoot him a
Get some
picture
milk,
on that.
Get some milk, some whole milk, and almond milk. You could do.
I'll
half and
take
half
the
if you
almond milk.
prefer. Yeah, I do that too. But you gotta have it with whole milk just to try it. Just do it.
Shit
Because it's a
messes me
different
up.
experience. It's just a little of both. Maybe some coconut almond. Try that too. I don't know.
I feel like I'm gonna have to mix it up with some ice cream.
That don't sound like a fighter's day.
Oh, you could do that too.
Yeah.
Just split the cookie in half, eat half like normal, half with ice cream.
How long before do you have to place an order?
She's quick. She's pretty quick. I don't know.
A couple days or whatever.
Yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I'm looking forward to it. I'm dead ass. I'm gonna pull that trigger. If
Email
not
her,
today,
whatever,
tomorrow,
yeah.
I'm gonna pull that
Just
trigger
pull
for
it,
sure.
dude. Pull it. It'll be worth it. I mean,
What's your
you gotta
favorite
spend
flavor?
no, just get the box of everything. Honestly, bro, they're all fucking like.
How many are there?
Like you have to have an experience. There's about like 8 different ones, and they come with like two each. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Just get there's one with like the caramel, the salted caramel, which has these like fire little like crunchy things.
Fire crunchy. I wonder what the
It's
crunchy
that-
thing is.
Bro,
And
they're
what
fire.
about
They're like
because I
these,
know
like-
she cooks normal food too. Her normal food's good
Uh-huh.
too.
Oh yeah, her.
Yeah, just normal
yeah,
cooking.
she's a chef.
And this
You know
is
what I'm saying?
Malky and Abraham's sister.
Yes,
That's
our
awesome.
Sister, their little sister.
Dope.
Yeah.
Damn,
That's dope.
that family's making moves, man. Love that
Yeah.
shit. Good for them.
Yeah,
Good for them.
Yeah, her cooking looks
the
good,
other one's
man.
a lawyer.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna put that order.
You
in.
hear that? The other one's a lawyer.
What
Yeah,
oth-
the-
what oth- there's
the-
another
the
one? There's a
other
fourth?
sister's a lawyer. Yeah,
There's a fourth of them.
yeah. There's a.
She's a lawyer.
Ina.
Damn, those parents are good parents, man.
Yeah.
Holy shit, are they still around?
I'm not sure actually.
They all
not
seem
sure.
young. I think Abraham's like what 30. He just turned 31. His birthday just passed. 30.
He's
What the
young.
fuck did he say? It was like 30 something.
He's young.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't look too old, man. Shit, man, that's good parenting,
Yeah.
man. Good for them. Nice. Cheers to them. If I was drinking something, I'd hold it up for them. Charlie, real quick, man. I don't want to close out without getting your opinion on something. You love to hit that bud, man. As do I. And a lot of fighters do. A lot of fighters do. A lot of fighters do. And I don't think many people out there know it or believe it. What would you tell people out there who are like, man, how could you fight and try to get in the best shape of your life, but yeah, you're smoking weed all the time or whatever every day or so? What do you tell them?
As long as you stop like a month before, and like it depends how you feel, honestly. And sometimes you're going through, things with your body hurts or whatnot, and maybe you have to, maybe you don't smoke or you just take like brownies or whatever, like whatever the case may be. For me, smoking, it just gets me better. I don't know, my cardio is better. I go harder in practice when I smoke, but like up to the fight, I don't smoke. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta get clean and whatnot. So do it a month before, you'll be fine if you stop smoking. But you could probably like.
But you don't feel like it hinders your performance at all? Not the actual fight. I mean, your training. You think it helps you? You think it helps you? What,
yeah.
clarity
Yeah.
to zone in.
I don't even know how people don't feel that. You know what I'm saying? You just break a barrier in your mind. You pass a barrier in your mind after you wrestle or work out for a long time that you could just, it's just repetition. I don't know. You get stuck in a zone, in a good zone.
That's exactly how I feel about it. Yeah, I completely agree.
When you just flowing and whatnot.
I definitely completely agree with that. And not only that, for people out there who might not know, if you eat well enough, train hard enough, and all that good stuff, you can get away with eating some bullshit. You can get away with, some treats. And I'm not saying every day, but you could, because at the end of the day, we know that you got to either consume more than you burn or burn more than you consume, and that's what's going to determine. So if you're training hard enough, the same thing applies to weed. If you're thinking that the smoke inhalation is going to really hurt your lungs, well, one, you're smoking out of organic paper, very, very light, the lightest impact on the lungs. Two, that's some fine ass motherfucking bud right there. This shit here is fire, and it is high quality, and it's alien rock candy. So, I don't want to sound like an idiot, because there might be a doctor out there that's going to say I'm wrong, but when you train hard enough and you got the lungs that we got, and you have the consistency behind the training, and you do everything else good, the eating, the drinking, the whatever, hydration, this shit don't affect us. It does wonders for us. It does exactly what you said. Zone in and block everything out and put in a monster fucking session and not even know where you just came from.
And then right after, you take another hit and you could just, relax, and
exactly
all the pain goes away.
You use CBD oils or no?
CBD is very good too. It's very nice. It feels
right.
It works very well. Especially in high quantities. The gummies are the best. Obviously,
I gotta jump more on that, bro.
It's good for sleeping.
Yeah,
you take those. If you take those, you could sleep. You could check out Miracle Leaf. They're doing CBD as well. Miracle Leaf in South Miami, and also Supplies is gonna sponsor me, and they're gonna sponsor me with CBD products and THC products as well.
That's dope.
Shit, do me a favor and talk to them. We're looking for sponsors too.
Yeah.
And I know I'm big on all that cannabis. It's not about getting high. It's just about all the benefits from the cannabis plant. And the only CBD that I do is the oils that was given to me by a sponsor several months back. And I always sleep deep as fuck. I sleep great. I have no problem sleeping, ever. But sometimes, from whatever it is, might be trying to video edit, might be, who knows, watch a movie too late, even though I rarely do that. But let's just say, fuck, I went to bed at 1. Or I know I'm going to go to bed at 1. I got to get up at 5:30 to work a whole long day, and I'm training multiple clients. I know my body's not going to be rested enough. But when I take the CBD oil, it puts my body in such a trance, in such a sleep mode, that those 4 hours that I got is almost like the equivalent of 6 or 7 hours. And that's what the oil really does for me. It allows me to sleep deep. Like, man, I fucking slept I only slept 4 hours. Oh, shit, but that felt great.
Yeah.
Does that for me. I need to do more. Because I believe in this shit so much, and I definitely want to do more. The lotions, the topical oils, and
I'll get you some next time I come around.
Yeah, man, for sure. And I'm gonna have them fucking cookies ready too, and probably some more. Let's see what else.
All right, one last question before we close out. Charlie, where you see yourself, your career in the next year?
In the next year, if I can get at least 5 fights going, back to back, I see myself 6-0. You know what I'm saying? Keep training hard in the gym and just, you know, start laying dudes out. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, just put in that work to cover those small spots that I have to cover.
Man, where do
The small
whoever knows the people that we've been name dropping, if they don't, again, take it from us. You're surrounded by a bunch of great influences from Paulino, Gallo, Jesus Gallo, Wonky. These are all fucking great guys. They help Gamebred get to where he's at. Gamebred knows this. He gives them shots out all the time. You're surrounded by the same people, and except now you got George, you know, the finest, dopest version of George, who was once in your shoes, you know, years back. And he obviously sees, you know, some of himself in you and vice versa, and he's showing all his love to you. So you getting all the right guidance, bro. And even though I haven't had a chance to see your fights and all that, Gus told me so much about you and everything, and, you know, about you guys' wrestling background and this and that. And I saw the highlights of your win on Titan, and man, I believe, you know, that you're the real deal. And if you keep thinking the way you are, and you keep learning from these guys, and you put in that work, you know, you gave your girl a shout out earlier when we were off camera talking. You know, when you got somebody like that helping you, supporting you, showing love, who understands the grind, how hard MMA can be, and when you're aching and you're whatever the fuck, you know, for her to you guys be together that long, man, you seem like you got the.
I love you, man.
You got. It seems like you got the best team, man, and I haven't even talked about ATT in general. I just said your main close people.
Yeah,
so
people all around me. That's what I'm saying. You know, it puts a lot of things in perspective.
Right, and I feel like you're gonna have a bright ass future, bro. You know, you're young, and you just got amazing people surrounding you. People out there listening, man, make sure you follow him. What's your handle on Instagram?
Charlie_Deca.
Wait, and then Deca is DECCA.
DECCA. D is in dog, E is in elephant, C is in carrot, another C is in carrot. You want another one? A is in apple.
You know what's funny though? Him and George are very similar. You know that, right? There's a whole lot of them in each other. It's hilarious. They're like fucking big brother, young brother. I don't do Twitter and all that. Do you have a Twitter account or anything you want to give a shout out?
I gotta open that bitch.
I guess.
I gotta sign up.
Do that whole marketing thing,
You got
man.
a Twitter?
I don't got a Twitter.
You got a Twitter?
I don't, bro.
Instagram, bro.
Instagrams. I'm not. Listen, I get the gurus are gonna say that if you're really trying to market, brand yourself and push yourself, blah blah blah, you gotta have a Twitter as well. And some people like Gary Vee will say that you better get on TikTok, even though it's a fucking kid thing.
You on TikTok, boy?
Nah.
I bet you on TikTok.
He came at me. He's like, "Yo, we gotta make a TikTok." And I told him, I go, bro, do you know what that is? Yeah.
Yo, so Charlie, I'm absent-minded to it. You know, I'm seeing fucking Gary Vee talk about. You know who Gary Vee is? No. You know who Gary Vee is?
Nope.
No. Okay. Dude's a millionaire. He's one of the biggest influencers on Instagram. He's a dope ass cat. Whatever. He's got a long story. Anyhow, he's telling the world out there, hey man, if you want to jump on train that's gonna be what Instagram became, what Twitter became, I'm telling you, TikTok is the next one. So he said it so many times. I tell this clown, I'm like, yo, we got to open up a TikTok account. And he's like, no, we don't. I was like, yeah, man, Gary Vee says it. He's like, dude, you know what the fuck that is? I go, I don't know. It's like the new Instagram. He pulls that shit out. He goes, it's like a little kitty thing. I'm like, what? I saw one video. I go, get that shit away from me.
It's this fucking fat girl dancing.
Yeah, so what are you going to do?
No, it was like an 11-year-old boy doing some dumb shit.
It looked like a girl. I don't even know.
You could play Thumb Wars on it. You know what I'm saying?
Get the fuck out of here. But anyhow, so I just stick to IG, man. Maybe one day we'll do Twitter if we need to. But right now it's just IG. But yo, Charlie, man, appreciate you so much, man. It's been dope meeting you, dog. I'm telling you, I can't wait to get you back. We're gonna have those cookies on deck and a little bit of extra. We'll definitely have some more fire ass bud. Gus, you want to tell anybody out there anything?
Nah.
Follow you at
Gus Villamil
on Instagram. That's right.
My full name.
And then you guys can follow me.
I'm the OG.
This guy's fucking young buck talking about OG shit. And you guys can follow me at Black Sheep 305. Yes, I represent it hardcore. Can't wait for the 305 to go against what is it, 904? No, that's
902.
902. Can't wait for the 305 to go against 902. I know that there's
209. I think.
I know that Charlie's gonna be front row and center over there at the Madison Square Garden. Yeah, we're gonna try our best to get there too. So hey, everybody out there, thank you for listening. Tune in for the next one. Love, peace, and motherfucking hate.
See each other.
Peace and blessings.
See ya.
Yes, sir.